Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. It's kind of loud out here, but it's because we're at the world's largest truck stop. This is the Iowa 80 truck stop. This is a huge truck stop just off of, you guessed it, Iowa 80. Now, with this particular adventure today, we're gonna go inside and find out what all they have to offer. I know there's at least 4 restaurants in this one truck stop. There's a museum, there's a barber, there's a chiropractor, there's a custom shop, there's a whole bunch of other shopping, there's a coffee place, and there's supposed to be some other stuff. So buckle up, Buttercup. Let's go inside and find out what you can do at the Iowa 80 truck stop. Now, the first thing when you come in, there's a huge gift shop. Anything that you can imagine, any kind of collection, any kind of thing, literally, you are going to find here. And so we're just going to explore around and see some of those things as we make our way back toward this section. My goal in this entire place is to find a patch. Now, that could be kind of hard because it's like a scavenger hunt of, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I even found bunnies. Gnomes, check. Dogs, also check. Burritos, check. Ooh, there's hope yet. Okay, so what do we have? These are all like military, law enforcement, security, police. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Look at this. They have DIY miniature houses, and this is what they look like. That is so cool. They're like little 3D puzzles that you put together. This is the garden house. They even have a Peanuts one, a Beagle Scout. Now these are a bit more costly though. This one is 43. The greenhouse was 51. I'm gonna go and just check out a restroom because, you know, truck stop restroom. And I'm walking toward it and wow. Huge food court. And this is just some of it. And there's some other cool things in here too, it looks like. Oh my gosh, they have an entire toy section. Looks like we have some travel game notes that you can use where they're individual notepads that have dot to dot, tic-tac-toe, and hangman on them. So also they have a road trip bingo. They also have some pocket games like this one, which looks like a Connect 4 basically. It's super fun for camping. They have like these large checkerboards that you can pull out at camp. Ooh, and then there's these. These are actually made of like a plexiglass kind of material. It's like a plastic, and they have like an expo marker in there, and it's tic-tac-toe boards that you can play and then erase. Travel books, sticker books, coloring books, and this is very fitting for here, Where's Waldo, because basically that's what this truck stop is. It's a Where's Waldo of all the things you could ever want in life, all under one roof in a truck stop. I say that, I kind of mean that, because they also have what looks like a clothing section back here, over here, and then possibly another one, but then they have some other interesting things in addition to obviously the food court, the additional restaurant, the other kinds of activities that you can get with like the haircut and other stuff. But Collie just found something fun. Hi Riley. So is there anything that you guys don't have here? Oh no? No. Maybe I'll just be monkeying around at the truck stop for a little while with my little monkey friends. Just in case you didn't know, hi Charles. I'm pretty sure the longer that we hang out, the more that we could devolve into craziness, because this is very much a place that we could have fun. Oh my gosh, if it wasn't 4,562,000 degrees, I would totally buy a pair of these. And I kind of agree with this. Life is better around the campfire. Okay, we're still in pursuit of a coonskin cap. Does it fit? No, this one's definitely going to be big. Ooh, my hair is stuck. What do you guys think? What do you think about my new hat? And because we're in Iowa, of course, there's lots of Iowa stuff. There's this one, or you could be this one, which is more reflective of like the heat that's going on right now. And if you're really feeling bold, you could just be corn. I know, it's a little corny. But we're not finished. We're gonna look around a little bit more, and oh my goodness. What? Clearly this section is all about the animal shirts, and because of that they have sloths and eagles and everything else, and there's been bears kind of all throughout. I really love the tie-dye, but some of these tie-dyes are just really unique and different than anything else. So we're just kind of zooming through these. I haven't seen a really cool bunny one though. A unicorn. Large travel bags, medium-sized travel bags, small travel bags, taco pants, cat pants, wolf pants, tie-dye pants. Oh, but these are super fun. Home is where you park it. If anybody's cold, they have these blankets that kind of cinch together using a button. They have the Hawkeye State represented well. Keychains, these are actually pretty cool. They're like the old hotel ones. This place is so big that I kind of lost Collie, but I think I found her, but I'm not sure because I kind of lost her because it's that big. Indeed, I found her. There she is. I lost her for a minute, but she found a patch. So she said it's on the other side of the truck, so we gotta find a patch. Okay, here we go. Patches. This is going home with me. Also, this one is a cool design. I really like this, but I only collect patches. We must focus, eyes on the prize. You're probably thinking, Bunny, why are you just wandering around Truck Stop for this video? It's because this place is so big. It's kind of like when you go to Buc-ee's for the first time. A lot of people get really hyped about Buc-ee's because it has so many different things. Guess what? Buc-ee's has been around for a long time. Pretty sure this place has been around longer, and it's actually quite big, much bigger than a Buc-ee's. What is this, Collie? Oh, so you're stressed? No big deal. No big deal. You can just squeeze these little eyeballs out. I'm utterly disappointed that I had never been here before. A whoopee cushion keychain. Also, big cow crossing. What about the little cows? Where do they cross? Oh my gosh, they have an entire puffin display. I love puffins so much. These are koozies in the coolest way. I have two of these. I have one that's an astronaut, and then I have one that is in buffalo plaid with the red. Oh my goodness, these are so fun. Now my question is, where are the Road Pros? I know they have to have a Road Pro selection somewhere in here. I just want to see if they have anything unique, anything different, anything I don't have. Yep, that's right. It's a full truck. We are in Walcott, Iowa, and you can see here, this is part of the I-80 Trucking Museum. This is a 1947 Power Wagon. I went to go look for the truck. I really did lose Collie again. I don't know where she went. Wooden postcards. Okay, we're zigging again. We're zagging. We're trying to find Collie. I think I see her. Collie. Yes, it is in fact Collie. I found this right after I found Collie, so now I have to go show Collie this. Collie, do you know what this is?
That looks kind of cool. I know it's a handle for something.
You could put your drink container in it, and then you have a light.
Oh.
Isn't that neat?
That is neat.
So it works like this over here. I haven't seen one of these up until this moment, but I'm pretty sure that most containers would fit in there. Isn't that cool? Could that be good for camping? I think so.
Absolutely it would. Oh, this
Now the question is, how do we put it on though? Because like,
no.
See, it shows that the handle's over here.
This one doesn't have a handle though.
Well, that's a handle. Isn't it? No, it's not.
That's the handle of this. See?
So it's like a flat one. So you have to have a specific size. So maybe something like, well, these have a handle too, but do they fit? No. So it's a very specific size. Okay, here they are, 30-ounce tumblers. So you use a 30-ounce tumbler on it, and then we're gonna try it because I'm just curious at this point. Like, even that one though seems kind of problematic. It doesn't fully fit. I'm confused now. I don't know if you like squish it down. Huh. My question to you guys is, have you seen this? Have you used it? If so, which bottle did you use? Point me in the right direction and I'll look this up because I'd never seen one of these and I'm intrigued. I got lost from Collie again because I saw this, and this just looked delightful, but also look guys, I'm getting closer to Wisconsin because I found cheese curds. This time's from Iowa, not Kansas. Okay, this section is a little bit more normal. It has like regular things, except for they do have a gummy snake, which ew. They also have gummy pizza, gummy pickles, and a massive gummy bear. I am a little weirded out by the fact that they have an entire CPAP section of this store though. That's not normally at most places. I mean, they do have a few other things in here, but CPAPs. Also looks like they have a dog treat section, but they also have a dog section just in general right beside that. So everything for your furry friend. I mean, yeah, a lot of people have furry friends that travel with them on the road, so this totally makes sense. Wow, if you have a team and you have a dream, they probably have it. I have the silicone pint glasses, which I actually really like because these are great for van life because they do not break on the road. Oh, I should have known I'd find Collie again with a Chiefs cup. So since we're in Iowa, this is different. They have the Iowa Smokehouse, different kinds of jerky and meat sticks. I hadn't seen this brand before, but they have all sorts of different ones here. So instead of just having regular stuff, they have their own custom stuff, and I'm a sucker for some sauce, but it's in a glass bottle, so it's gonna have to stay here. So I have an arcade in here. Now we can't walk in there because we haven't paid for our stuff yet, but they do have a pretty sizable arcade. Lots of fun stuff to do. Decided to go ahead and pay for our patches because we have a lot more exploring to do and we're nowhere near finished. I just found out they also have a movie theater here upstairs. Like, what? In the food court, there's a Wendy's, a Taco Bell, a Pizza Hut, a Dairy Queen with Orange Julius, an Einstein Bros, and then also a coffee spot. Wow. Now each entrance that you come in is a little bit different, and this one has some fast fun facts. For example, did you know that there are 3.5 million truck drivers in the United States? I did not know that. Here we find out that if you got something, a truck brought it to you. So we need truck drivers, and the average long haul truck driver has 100,000 miles per year under their belts. Now here at the truck stop though, they do some interesting things. Like for example, they use skylights so they can save energy by not using artificial lighting. Not to mention it makes it look like it's daylight during the daytimes. On gloomy days, they do have lights that they can brighten it up with, but at the same time, they do save energy that way. And this one right here, I-80 is the second longest interstate in the United States. It's 2,900 miles, and it goes all the way from New Jersey to San Francisco. All of the cardboard that they use, guess what? They recycle here. Not to mention, they installed automatic faucets and toilets that use less water than most average truck stops. Just across from that, we learn a little bit more about the I-80 truck stop and some of the fun facts and some of the cool pictures that they have, including that it is the world's largest truck stop. They have a truck showroom for super trucks with over 50,000 items overall. Yes, it is a candy store for truckers overall. They do have all of the little restaurants, but they also have the Iowa 80 kitchen, which is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offers a full menu as well as a buffet. They even have a dog pet wash at this facility. The museum that we're going to go to, absolutely free. Absolutely free, so we can tour the showroom without it costing us a single penny. Made it out of the section we were in, and we made it back into another section where they have, you guessed it, another section of store. Now this one focuses more on truckers and then also bikers. We moved through that, and then there's a pig over here. Hang on. Is this seriously like it's a chair? So guys, if you don't see me for a few days, don't worry. I'm just sitting in a pig. I would say on, but I'm in the pig. Past my little pig seat though, this is what I was talking about. We haven't even gotten here yet. This is another floor, and that's not even the top floor, which is where we were told the movie theater was. So we're off to see the wizard. I think we're in the right section because look at this. I see fridge, Iceco fridge, Coolitron fridge. Who is this one? This one kind of looks like my old Set Power, but it is not a Set Power. Look at all the fridges. If fridges are not your thing and guitars are, they're right next to it. So we have music and fridges. Yep, I'm gonna sing you a song about the truck stop. I found a Road Pro. I found my cooler bag. Here it is. This is the soft-sided cooler bag that I have. This is what we needed to do because here is the Road Pro slow cooker. I have used this also. I made delightful soup in this. The one thing that I will say about this one, for me personally, it has a ceramic inset, and I don't like to have glass. That's the only reason I don't carry this one with me all the time, because otherwise this thing is awesome. Now, I am curious to see if now that I have bought a K-Cup machine, if I find a K-Cup. But I also see, oh, yes, they have the portable lunchbox, and this is like my favorite piece of Road Pro kit right here. They have all of the other things over here, but this is my favorite thing because I can literally put my food in there, close it up, drive down the road, and it cooks my food. So they have Road Pro. Of course they do, because they're one of the leading brands for truckers, but they have other stuff too. We're gonna keep looking. I see an entire wall of TVs. Like, why? Like, literally, look at all the TVs. Oh, and they also have the 5,000 watt inverter that my dad is going to use. We have decided, I think, that we're going to use this for something a little bit different now that he's not going to be in the van, but I'll share all that with you very soon. But I think the moral of the story is they have just about everything, literally just about everything. Collie's leading the way over to this big truck over here. What do you think about this massive thing?
It's massive, and look at those eyes.
Oh, I love that. I should get some of those for Dimples. That would be cool. This is something also that could be good for van life. I have not seen one of these. This is neat. They have an adjustable bed, and I'm wondering how big this is, in fact. So this is adjustable bed frame, and then over here they have the actual bed on top of it, and you can elevate it and make it better. so that you can sleep more comfortably. Now this is not going to be for a tiny van like mine, but for a larger van, this could actually work pretty well for an individual. Came to a section that's called America the Beautiful. Literally is showing you from sea to shining sea all of the biggest points of America, from Washington and New York all the way over to some of the farmlands. Again, echoing, if you brought it, a truck brought it. You have milk trucks, you have beautiful landscape, all the cows coming around. They're crossing over I-80, they're going through Walcott. You're seeing them pass over all of the different sections of Iowa, including the Field of Dreams right here, which we're going to be checking out at some point. Now, Mount Rushmore's up here. You have some military planes. You have the roaming hills for buffalo and bison, and they have all the way over to San Francisco. And we're keeping up with Collie because we're not losing Collie in this section for sure, because we may never find each other again. Oh my gosh, we got over to this corner, and looking out onto where the truckers come in, there is this massive truck and it spins. It's on a spinning floor. So if we wait long enough, we'll get to see the whole thing. This is pretty neat. I was not expecting this, that's for sure. It's been in our way. We decided to take a little moment, and it's called the Corn Patch Cadillac. Oh, I can see why. Trucker, and you need it, they have it in every color, in every style, in every trim. You can get it with all the extra bells and whistles, the bling, the chrome, the everything. It's all here. So we're looking for the museum, but we got distracted. All of these are shifter knobs, and you can see these are the more elaborate ones. They all have some other ones that are just like normal, but like, why do normal if you could do something like this? Okay, so Collie and I are attempting to go to the 3rd floor. We think that's the only floor we haven't explored. We still have no idea where the museum is. Okay, this is the 3rd floor. This is where we were told they had the barber, the chiropractor, and the dentist. They do have some massage chairs. You could do the stairs, but we decided to take the easy way up here. We just wanted to kind of look around. But this is why we came up here, so we could get the overview of what this looks like. They do custom work here, and you can look on and see where they do that custom work in their little workshop area. Site customization is wild. Wasn't expecting that at all, but then also you can see the showroom of all of the goodies that they have in the Truckers Paradise area up here, and wow. But across the way, I see something that we didn't even notice because we were looking at all of the stuff. They have photos of some of the people, and that's pretty neat as well. So all the 2nd floor, for the most part, is reserved for the drivers. And typically, if we were wanting a shower or something, we would go down here and get that all squared away. But today, we don't need those things. So I'm gonna leave that for the truckers. Probably thinking, but Bunny, you've already explored the whole truck stop except for all the cool stuff with chiropractor and the theater and stuff like that, but those are all right next to the truckers lounge. And again, I try not to be in the way because they're here for work, we're here for pleasure, and if we did need those facilities, they are here. But at the same time, we're not going to go and be like, hey, let me film in here while you're working. That's weird. Ask for assistance because we could not figure out the whole thing with the museum. It is not in this building, it's in another building, so there's an entire other building. That's how big it is. My gosh. And then we didn't even see this when we came in. Look at all the pins. Pins for literally everything. Earlier when we were walking around, I was saying they had a little bit of everything. Cardinals, check, they have that. Animals of all kinds, check. Patches for military service, check. Flags for military service, also check. Oh my gosh. And again, we haven't even made it to the museum, which is its own separate entity, and I somehow managed to miss one of the largest things in the entire room when I came in. You know how we always say look up, look down, look everywhere? Well, this guy's on a lift just in the middle of the first room we came in, and I was just so overwhelmed that I missed it. We did not have to leave the parking lot after all. We just had to go around the fuel center part, and that worked out great. They had another parking area so we could stop, and this legit could be its own video by itself. I'm going to put it all together. We're just going to kind of take a brief walkthrough of this museum. Normally I would say go in, learn every single detail, and then I would show you all those details. But after walking around for literally 2 hours just to see the truck stop, we are almost out of time for the actual trucking museum. They are open until about 5 o'clock, and there's no way we can do a detailed deep dive, but I will show you some of the cool stuff that they have because this place is also quite huge. Enter in, the first thing that we're greeted with is a timeline of trucking, which I think is pretty neat, but also they have some trucking lingo over here. Now again, I'm just gonna give you guys an overview of what you can find here. Definitely encourage you to come out and see this for yourself in person because it is absolutely epic, and you'll see why as soon as I show you the first thing that we saw when we came in. Look at this first showroom. Wow. We have a theater inside that we can go into and learn a little bit more. Oh wow, they have their own movie called Keep America Rollin'. They spoke about women in trucking just a little bit, but here outside of where we could watch the film, you find out more about women in trucking and the historic industry of how women have contributed, not just men, to the trucking industry, and how the Trucking Association recognizes them. In fact, they mention 4 women who were all pioneers of their time. Wild to think that in a male-dominated field that women would have to fight so hard just to be able to be a part of this. However, now we have women truckers everywhere. Again, it would be impossible to dive into each and every one of these, but you can see the halls here are long, wide, and have a lot of information with tons of great ones for us. This is a 1919 Pierce Arrow, and we have a 1966 Autocar DC65T here that more so resembles some of the more modern trucks of today. Oh, Collie, I found you. What do you think about this place?
It's amazing.
Isn't it huge?
That's what's, yeah, it's huge.
So the truck stop itself was massive. This is just as massive. These are full-size vehicles. It's row upon row upon row. And all along the back areas, you can also find murals of the time when trucks were being used, and you can find the different kinds of trucks in them. And then they also have iconic signs from various brands that would have been popularized as a result of the service stations. Let me just say, as we're walking around, I thought it was one giant building in this direction. In fact, it is not. It's an L-shaped building, so it goes in this direction also. Wow, this is incredible. This collection of trucks from throughout time, throughout different kinds of tasks that they would do. It spans so many unique styles. And in fact, over here I can see some that are just wild. Wow. Yeah, you could come here even without going to the truck stop. The truck stop itself is also a bonus, but this is incredible. Collection of scale model trucks that have been provided by a donation from Duncan Cameron from Iowa. And it's not just one style of truck either, it's multiple styles of trucks that have been used throughout time. This is an amazing collection. The timeline and expanse of these trucks is incredible. They have things from the more modern days, like these, that look much more similar to what we use now. This one is from 1986. Over to the opposite side, from 1912. Just beside that, slightly less restored, 1919 International Harvester. See, even back to the days before they had vehicles with engines, they would have to move things from place to place, and they would use the coaching system or the wagon system. And that would be how we would get products from point A to point B. They would have to offload it in a space, and then they would deliver it to wherever it needed to be. And then they would go to the place that it came from, put it on there, take it to the next place. That's how the trucking industry ultimately was born. And it was a long, tedious task in those tiny trucks. So the larger the trucks became, the more goods that they could move. The interstate highway system then was instrumental in making that move faster. And then we come to this, the Texaco service station, which was developed somewhere between the 1920s and the 1930s, and it questions, when you think of a modern gas station, what do you think of? The particular one was from right here in Iowa, and it has been relocated in the parts that we see today to this museum to show us that piece of nostalgia, the piece that would have fueled all of those adventures and the journeys. Now, as we just were at the truck stop itself, there are numerous pumps, there is in and out traffic constantly, and there are so many more people on the roads now. But at the time, this would have been a bustling thing to be at as well, and it looked a lot different. It probably wouldn't have been quite as efficient as the streamlined process that they now have, but it didn't have to be. There weren't hundreds upon hundreds of people coming. We learned that there were about 5,000 people a day who come through that particular truck stop. Okay, Colleen and I took a break because, again, This is hall 2 of this place. This is a place you guys have to come to see and understand and fathom. There are so many unique things here. They break over, they close in 15 minutes, and we still have so many of these we haven't seen, but we just had to sit down. It was like, wow, there are so many. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, these are really neat also. This is a 1942 Peterbilt model in front of me, and you can see just it hasn't been fully restored. This is more so what I normally see these looking like as they're coming like out of retirement. A lot of people have these sitting on properties and they're just like sitting baking in the sun. This is more like those. This guy right here could go 18 miles an hour, and it says this truck was shipped in November of 1942, and it went to Permanente Metals in San Jose, California. It is one of only 3 chain drive Peterbilts that exist today. This one is from 1949, and it would go 55 miles an hour, so slightly faster. This is a Brockway 260 XW, and this one also is a little worse for wear, but there's some fun facts about this one also. It started as a wagon maker, the company did, and it made its first truck in 1912, and in 1956 it was bought out by Mack Truck, and so they started to change over the body styles and many of the other things, and it is very interesting to see the progress of these throughout time. But next to that is the one that pulled me over to this side the most. This one right here is a Walker electric. It would go 20 miles an hour, and it was an electric motor. In the modern world, I think that we think of electric cars as this brand new thing, but in all reality, electric cars have been used for quite some time. In fact, I went to the salt mines over in Kansas at one point, and they couldn't have any kind of gas power under there, so a lot of their vehicles were electric. Now, this rocker piece over here, we learned over on the other part of the museum, that was actually developed in Missouri, and you can see a variety of different trucks here that use that rocker piece. That's how they would connect the trailer. Now, there's also a variety of different cords and cables which would hook into the trailer to run the lights, but all of it would start with this back end that looks kind of like a little horseshoe. Again, tons of trucks in this display that are absolutely epic. Take some time, check these out. Don't just look at the shiny glossy ones. Look at the ones that are a little beat and damaged at the ends. Never in a million years did I think coming to a truck stop I was gonna find all of this. I just didn't. I knew that it was gonna be impressive. I knew they had a museum. I did not think it was a museum of this caliber. I was thinking it was going to be small and maybe have a few trucks. Oh no, I was mistaken. Oh, this one's pretty neat because you can see here it's a 1947 Mack, and you can see it actually in use right there. Now, it has been refurbished. It is nice looking now. It's all shiny. This was from 1948 is what it's labeled here, but 1947 over here, so that's pretty interesting. This is a 1963 International Lodestar 1700. I thought these were pretty interesting because clearly these are used in the farming industry, but you can see here, try our beef. Again, echoing, if we have it, it's because a truck brought it home. Somehow, some way, some shape, it either harvested it or it ended up hauling it in some capacity. It picked it up, brought it to us, and now we have it. This one right here, 1924 Brockway 2.5 ton. This one is awesome looking. I love the bright color. This one has the crank on the front that you would have to crank to get it going, and you can see it is immaculate. It would go up to 20 miles per hour, and they would have cost about $3,000 in 1924. This one though, this one is an armored truck from 1939 by International, and it was purchased by the Minneapolis police, and it was used because it had 1/4 inch thick armored steel on the body, and it is just really neat looking. It almost looks like some of the armored cars that they transport money in today, but this was actually just a police car. Super, super neat one. Now, originally, this was the only one produced of its kind. I think that is so neat that they have it here, and it is beautiful and incredible to look at. Look at this. This is unlike anything I've seen, so it is so neat to be able to just come in here and check it out and see the squareness of the body that almost resembles kind of like the Hummer bodies of today also. Now, the last one I'm showing you is a Unimog, and there's a lot of people out there in the van life world who have looked into Unimogs and have converted them to all sorts of unique spaces. This one is from 1963. It goes approximately 55 miles an hour. It is by Mercedes, and this is the design that has been the main design for the Unimog for over 50 years. Okay, adventurers, we just got back to the van. I have a few fun facts for you before we close out today's video. Everything we did today was absolutely free other than buying a patch. Everything. You can come here and have a full day of just looking around, browsing, and seeing all of the amazing things. And then this particular museum has normally over 130 vehicles in it. They do some loaning out for different shows and things like that. And they have a full restoration shop where they restore many of the items that they have inside here. Now, we did speak to one of the women who works here, and she said that the owners of the truck stop as well as the museum really truly have a love for trucking, and that is apparent by everything that we have seen today. They really have embraced this unique lifestyle and have echoed all of the sentiments of how important the trucking industry truly is. I think that it is incredible to see not only the massive amount of things that they have in the truck stop, but within the walls of the museum, the attention to detail. She also mentioned that the trucks that they do restore take anywhere between 3 and 5 years to fully restore because they try to bring them back to their full life, which is why they look so incredible. They have the signage there to tell us a little bit more about them so we can become educated, and they wanted to keep it free for everyone because they wanted this to be a resource to the world, and I think that it definitely is. The passion has come through at the Iowa 80 truck stop, and they have been around since the 60s, which is definitely a feat in itself, especially considering that a lot of businesses don't last that long. But this one has fostered their community in such a way that while we've been sitting here, we've probably seen hundreds of trucks pull in and out. So this is such a wonderful resource to them, but also to us. Don't be afraid to stop off at a truck stop. If you're going out and about and doing things, maybe take a little bit of a detour and see what's inside. You never know what you'll find. I found all sorts of great things that I personally use while doing van life inside the truck stop, but I got some ideas for some unique things by even going to the museum, and a lot more brain wrinkles. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.